Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about what I like and what I think about my 2020 BassCat Lynx. So, I've had this boat for almost a year now, and I did a walkthrough video, and it's got like 250 views in my most viewed video, which if 250 views is your most viewed video, that's when you know you have a very tiny channel. But that's okay. You gotta start somewhere. Just like when you go fishing, you catch like a 4-incher first cast, and you're like, hey, you gotta start somewhere. But anyway, let's talk about the pros and cons of the BassCat Lynx. So the BassCat Lynx is a 20-foot 8-inch boat. Super, super awesome. It has, I believe, the widest deck of the BassCats. It's significantly wider than like the Cougar and the Puma because I've been in them, and it's significantly wider. It has the deepest bow rise, second to the Jaguar, but the Jaguar is a 22-foot boat. That thing's made for like the Great Lakes and also going like 100 miles an hour. So kind of different ballpark there. But if I had to have one like tournament fishing boat out of the BassCats, it would be the Lynx. Obviously, that's kind of why I picked it to be my boat when we were getting a new boat. So, pros and cons. So, the funky layout of the boat. At first, when it was like about to come in, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to like this. I absolutely love it because, first off, you can hold so much tackle in that middle rod locker, and you can fit all the rods you need in that smaller left rod locker. And they call it a smaller rod locker. That thing is huge. Like, it is gigantic for how small it looks. Yeah, so what I do is how I store my stuff. I keep my plastics, and I store my plastics in boxes. Like, I don't store my plastics in the bags they come in. I store them in Planos. So, I keep all my boxes of plastics in the front middle, which John Cruz made a video when he switched back to his era, and he was like, oh, well, which, not saying anything, he has an awesome channel and is an awesome fisherman, but he was like, oh, the Lynx doesn't run right if there's any weight of tackle in the front of the boat. I completely disagree with that. I get 75 out of my boat all the time with all the plastics I have in the boat, in the front of the boat, and I keep probably 30 boxes of plastics in the boat. Like, I keep a good bit of plastics. So, it runs great with a lot of tackle in it. I keep all my hard baits and terminal tackle in the back, and I keep my plastics in the front. Great boat. Like I said, a bunch of storage. And I've literally, since I had this boat, I've stored my tackle in all the different compartments, literally every single one of them. I stored my hard baits. Before I put my plastics in boxes, I stored my hard baits in the compartment, the first compartment in front of the driver's console. And that worked good too. It just, I didn't have as good of access as I do in the back and with my plastics in the middle rod locker. But if you look on their website or on my walkthrough video, there's actually tackle box slots in the middle rod locker because I believe most of the pros that run the Lynx actually do store their tackle boxes in the middle rod locker, except unlike me, they store their hard baits in the front and not their terminal tackle and plastics, which I keep my terminal tackle in the back, my plastics in the front. Which, as a general rule, you want to keep most of your weight in the back of the boat, which is what I tried to do, but I don't feel like my plastics, like I said, I'm disagreeing with John Cruz. I believe it runs totally fine with weight in front of the boat. It's fine. Yeah, so as far as the overall layout, even though it looks funky, it's totally functional. Really, really great layout. Another thing that I really like about it is all the BassCats. They have really good, like, plier storage, like that kind of thing for your tools and stuff. Really, really great. One of the things going from a Ranger to a BassCat that I really, really, really like is the fact that they have super deep and triangular live wells. I have never had a fish die. I kind of had a fish die, but it was in my friend's boat. I've never had a fish die in this boat. I've never had a fish not be absolutely insane when we got to weigh-ins. I mean, you can barely get them out of the dang live well. They're so hyper. But anyway, great live wells. I believe 100% these are the best live wells in the game today. Yeah. So, great tackle storage, great live wells. I did get a double console on mine, but that's kind of personal preference. I did it because I fish team tournaments and I don't want my face to die. So another thing is great seats. I love the seats, super big, but the seats and the deep cockpit is one of the best things, because I mean, you ride these Skeeters and Nitros that are a little bit lighter boats. They sit up on, I mean, they all sit on top of the water, but like the seats sit up almost, like, they're not that much lower in the boat than the front deck. Like, I went with my friend Skeeter for a tournament, and I'm like, holy crap, I'm about to fall out of this thing. But you feel really secure down in the cockpit. Super great. Yeah, super great boat. And this boat is the best rough water boat. Now, I'm sure the Jaguar's a little bit better because it's 22 foot long, got a super deep bow rise, even deeper than the Lynx. But it's also a 22-foot boat, so it's not like a tournament boat. You have to have too big of a motor on that thing. But as far as a tournament boat goes, I promise you this is the best big water boat out there. I've ridden in a bunch of different boats. I mean, this thing cuts waves like you have never seen. We went to Smith Lake. We're going like 60 miles an hour and 3-footers, just cutting them, just cutting them like crazy. It's awesome. So once again, that deep bow rise really helps. Also, this boat gets so much bow lift. It's amazing, and it's a super fast boat. Which I understand that like the Puma and the Cougar and the Era are obviously faster boats because they're smaller boats. They're meant more for speed, but they have they're more of a slim boat. They're not as wide, so they get more side-to-side action, versus the Lynx is a super smooth ride. Yeah. So, and John Cruz said this in his video. He was like, he said he'd beat people to spots because of the Lynx is so wide. He was cutting waves so well. But anyway, love this boat. Another thing is the back deck is absolutely massive, just like the front deck. Another thing, the front, where the trolling motor pedal is, where it's removable to where you can slide it back and forward. I keep it on forward unless it's super rough water, and then I'll move it back. But the forward, I thought I didn't like it at first, like for the first month. I was like, I think I want to move this back, but I kept fishing with it, and I have a lot more room to cast when I'm way up there on the nose. And I like to flip and frog a lot. So even though my name's Drop Shots and Spots on YouTube, I love to flip and frog. That's kind of my thing, other than in the wintertime, I love to fish drop shots and jig and spoons or spots. But, yeah, great boat. If you're looking for a new BassCat, I would highly recommend it if you've never been in one. And I believe BassCat does, like, some, like, test ride events sometimes. So, if it's in your area, I would highly recommend going and riding in one. Yeah, so, great boat. Whole lot of storage. Deep cockpit, great seats, big, lot of storage. I think I already said that. Yeah, so great boat. Highly recommend it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe as always. Stay tuned for the next one. Go follow me on Instagram at Cole McCaustin. I'll pop it up right here. And I will see y'all in the next one.